Hey everybody, Lloyd from the NTS here, and today I want to talk to you about Kaio caffeine-free non-stim pre-workout. It's a performance enhancer and a pump product. We've got 4 trademark ingredients in here. We've also got electrolytes, B vitamins, some grapeseed, and some orthanine. So I'm going to break down the panel and then just tell you about my thoughts on the product. Let's kick it off with the electrolytes and the B vitamins. Cruising down the panel, we can see right there, you're starting off with 100 milligrams of vitamin C. Great for keeping pump around longer, really nice antioxidant, and of course a bit of immunity. Not the purpose for them adding it in this case, but a nice side benefit. Then we've got some niacin, 25 milligrams. That's to create a little bit of a niacin flush. It delivers some of the nutrients into the mitochondria and give you an energy boost, but also give you this nice circulation boost into the extremities, which will accentuate the pump. Then some B6 in the P5P variety, much better for preventing toxicity buildup from an overdose of too much B6 in your diet if you're taking multis, other sources of B6. What's also cool is that's going to help reduce a bit of prolactin and potentially increase some dopamine and some focus, which is great too. And then vitamin B12, the ultimate, I guess, energy B vitamin. Nice to see in there in a big dose. That's also potentially going to increase focus and a little bit of dopamine as well. It's handy having these B vitamins in there because if you're not already taking a multi or some sort of B vitamin booster in the morning or whatever, you might be deficient. And this is going to cover any of those blind spots in your regime nicely, particularly around your workouts, which is a great time to be introducing B vitamins. And then you'll notice we've got a nice electrolyte blend as well. We've got some potassium, you've got sodium and chloride coming from the Himalayan pink salt, and a little bit of magnesium. Not too much because around a workout, you don't want to overdose on this. It's an electrolyte boost. You'd have your larger doses of magnesium before bed or in the evening, most likely, because of that slightly sedating effect. And then of course, we come down to, I guess, the first of these patented ingredients, which is the 3D Pump Breakthrough. This is a nice little 3-way proprietary ingredient, trademark ingredient. So it's like a little blend. It's a 6-gram blend, that's the full dose, 3 of which are proper L-citrulline. So that's going to deliver more than enough citrulline for the pump and not so much citrulline that you're going to have any kind of laxative effect for people that are a bit more sensitive, or if you're using this in the morning alongside your Stim Pre. So don't get too addicted to massive doses of citrulline. I find 3 is already the sweet spot for me. Any more, and I don't necessarily get a lot more pump, maybe a little more, but I do tend to get a lot more toilet activity, which you don't always want during your workout. So I really like this 3D Pump Matrix. When it first came out, I don't think I fully understood it, but now I realize it's actually the perfect citrulline prop blend for me. So they disclosed the citrulline content, but then the other remaining 3 grams are split up between glycerol and something called alma, which is a plant extract. It's actually also known as Indian gooseberry. It's got a few others. It's got the full botanical name as well. But essentially what that's going to provide is pump through a different pathway more related to the endothelium and the endothelial relaxation and the eNOS being produced from the walls of the vein. So that's quite an interesting ingredient. I always like that. It's got some of the same compounds as pomegranate and black ginger and a whole cluster of different elagitannins, which are a bunch of different plant compounds that can promote nitric oxide production, antioxidant behaviors, and a whole range of health benefits. So if you look into that ingredient, you'll notice that it's been used in the Ayurvedic tradition for hundreds of years, if not thousands, and it's bound to have a host of benefits, but in this particular patented ingredient, it's obviously designed to improve nitric oxide production. I'm going to assume there's about 1 gram of that, which would be a hefty dose, and about 2 grams of the glycerol, and then you've got the 3 grams of the L-citrulline. So with 3D Pump Breakthrough, we've got a nice 3-way pathway going there, with the glycerol providing the water pump, the cellular hydration pump. We've got the citrulline providing the arginine pathway and creating a nice reservoir of arginine from the citrulline, and then you've got the plant compounds providing it endothelial relaxation pathway. So I really like that. I've used it in its own separate form before and noticed great pumps from it, but also it sits really well in my stomach, which I think is important and often overlooked. Then on top of that, they've added in the grapeseed extract, which is going to provide even more proanthocyanidins, which will synergize well with that alma to give you more of that eNOS in the endothelium. So I really like that. Plus it's a great antioxidant. And it's just something I want to see in a daily product like this. Then we jump down to the clustered dextrin. I really like clustered dextrin. It's a slow release carbohydrate that'll just trickle feed into your bloodstream. It won't cause an insulin spike, but it will fuel your workout and it will provide more carbohydrate pumps as well. And they've put 4 grams in, so it's not so much that's going to throw you out of your macros if you're really trying to count your calories and dial it in, but it's just enough that if you happen to be fasted or you haven't eaten close enough to your workout, or even if you have, there's just that added bit of fuel and pump coming from that carbohydrate source. I'm surprised more brands don't do it. And then we come down to the L-arginine. Great ingredient, seeing it there at 0.5 gram. It's a really nice addition, and what that's going to do, it's going to help remove ammonia from the working muscles, pull it out of the bloodstream and flush it out as urea, whilst then recycling the remaining molecules into more L-citrulline. That's exactly what arginine does. It's fantastic. So when ammonia builds up in the body, a molecule gets released that arginine interacts with and splits off that ammonia into urea, and then recycles the remaining compounds left over as waste products into L-citrulline, the perfect byproduct. So really cool to see. It's been studied and it does improve endurance in workouts, and would probably even be good for people like CrossFitters or people that have really high intensity workouts and help you stave off things like rhabdomyolysis. So removing waste products is something we want to be doing during the workout. 0.5 gram, enough to get things kicked off. You could definitely do 1 to 2 grams of arginine, maybe even a little bit more, to really accentuate that benefit. But it's in there as a nice little citrulline recycler. And then we've got 1 gram of taurine. Huge fan of it. Really good osmolyte, helps get the water in and out of the muscles, prevent any kind of fluid buildup in areas you don't want, creating potentially painful pumps. Again, great for the kidneys and removing waste products, and it's also been studied and shown to improve workout performance as well. So love to see it, always a nice synergizing pump ingredient in there. And then we jump down to the last 2 ingredients that I want to talk about, and that is peak ATP, a really exciting ingredient, which is basically ATP that can survive digestion. This has been studied and shown to have a host of benefits. Still keep taking your creatine, that's going to boost ATP as well, but it's going to create a reservoir effect and also boost muscle protein synthesis. But peak ATP has been shown to improve strength, explosive output, cognition, and the most exciting study that I found, it also increases lean muscle mass after 12 weeks of use. So they had 2 groups, 1 group put on 4 kilos of lean muscle, the other put on 2. So it was obviously a decent training regime that they were putting them through, but the group that weren't using peak ATP put on 2 kilos of lean muscle, and the group that was using peak ATP doubled that. It's the full 400 milligram serving as well that's been studied in here, so they're not shortchanging you at all, and a full scoop of this provides that and all the other ingredients at their full dose, and you've got 25 full servings. And that's another case for me recommending that you take this on the daily. So anyway, peak ATP, one of the most exciting ingredients in here, one of the reasons why I gravitated towards this product straight away. So don't sleep on that ingredient. And then another ingredient that's being slept on a little bit is the Synactive. Now this has been shown to improve workout performance significantly. Endurance, cardiovascular fitness. It's got 2 plant compounds in the Synactive, one of which is ginseng, the other is Rosea roxburghi. And these 2 compounds, now I'm not sure the exact, because it's a trademarked ingredient, I don't know the exact compounds they extracted from it or if it's whole herb or what exactly, but they're both providing these incredible studied results, which are increases in endurance, recovery. And then when you look into each of these plant compounds, they do a host of cool things. I mean, Panax ginseng has been known to help reduce a bit of prolactin, which is great for a whole range of things, sex drive, focus, antioxidant properties, testosterone boosting properties. The Rosea roxburghi is anti-cancer, mitochondrial benefits, anti-inflammation. So they've obviously figured out that these 2 ingredients combined have got these added benefits when it comes to actual endurance and workout performance. And so you'll see that popping up now in several different products. I've seen it in some Ghost products, I've seen it in some other products as well. I've also seen the Stack3D CEO, Sean, using this product as a standalone, the Synactive, and then recording his workouts with his, I think he's using an Oura Ring or a Fitbit or something, and he's seeing these massive improvements in his endurance. So really cool ingredient to have in there. So a lot of pump products either go for pump or pump and focus, but this is really pump and performance. And I can tell you from using this, it absolutely does improve your performance. I've got a few extra reps in the tank. I feel stronger on it. I feel like I'm getting better workouts done, and it's not through any kind of stimulation pathway. So obviously you can add your caffeine, BYO. For me though, whenever I'm training past midday. I really want a non-stim pre more and more. It's what I'm reaching for. So I really like this for my evening training. I've been using it on the regular. I'm noticing the strength increase during the session. I'm noticing the performance increase across the session, and the pumps are absolutely lit. The synergy of these ingredients is incredible. You really feel full and tight and inflated, and you look fantastic in the mirror after having a session on it. So I don't want you to sleep on this product. It's Kaio caffeine free. Don't be fooled by the fact that there's also a Kaio Stim version. This isn't really just a Stim-free version of that. It's a completely different product altogether with a different host of ingredients, but designed obviously to be able to be stacked with their Kaio Stim pre-workout. So it's its own thing. It's a really well thought out formula. Whoever put this together knows what they're doing. It's my kind of product, and I've been loving the effects of taking this. Very impressed with it. It's obviously all true to label. Really impressed with KLOUT and what they've been bringing out, to be honest, from their pump caps to their Kaio Pre, and then Mamba, which is more of just a ball-tearing Stim banger. Really cool formulas, really cool flavors as well. So hugely rate this brand. Keep an eye on them. They're doing some great stuff. That's Kaio caffeine free. Right now, this would have to be my favorite non-stim pump product on the market. So I'm going to give it a 9.5. If you want to check out the blow-by-blow review, check out our Instagram page. I'll be doing one of those next Sunday. If you've got any questions, reach out, comment below, drop into our store at Newtown, and big love to everybody.